What's up, man?
How you what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Thomas?
Toby.
So, I don't know. Tell me about it. I mean, aside from
you can take
killing
that with
kids,
you.
okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, we live in a culture of death, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only does Larry Burns kill kids, but like the whole culture approves of it and celebrates it and embraces it as good. And
So, I mean, I'm with it.
Yeah.
I just don't know when you stand for something, it's rough to stand out against, like what you guys are doing sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't fucking agree with this stuff, okay? Excuse me for cussing, but I don't agree with this. But, I mean, how are we going to accomplish something different? Like, what do we do together to accomplish some other? So, just standing up for it. I mean, what else? Like, I have friends. Everyone has a network. Like, what do you do? But I mean, I don't know what happened. People did used to fight more. Like, you could get 100 people to a rally like this, I'm sure, 30 years ago. I just wonder what I can do at I'm 30.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 kids. I wonder, I would like to know how I'm going to accomplish. What is this, like the only abortion clinic in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's
Is that
what we're
you're being
doing.
considered right now?
Right. We're abolitionists. So
Well,
we're
I'm with
you.
it. I like sales. I like marketing. I like all that stuff. And that's the motto. We just punch it down people's throat till they
Right.
get it. I mean, right? That's it. Until they say yes. Or at least give us a shot to try it out.
So, man, like the other thing is that abolitionism is inherently Christian. It's inherently gospel-centered. So we think like abortion is sin. Ultimately, the answer to the sin is the gospel of Jesus Christ. Frees mankind from their slavery to sin, washes them clean from their sin, and gives us a right view of like
But you don't
humanity.
have to be Christian to believe this stuff, right?
No, you don't have to be a Christian
I
to
can
be
be
like
whatever
opposed
religion
to
I choose.
abortion.
Yeah, that's all.
But
Yeah.
I would say that there's not an objective foundation to oppose things like right and wrong apart from Christianity.
I would agree with that.
I would
statement.
argue that.
Well, I would agree with you. I wouldn't argue. I mean, I think it's right. It just depends on where you're at in life sometimes, and timing, and then where you were born. I'm just curious as to.
So what kind of faith do you have? I mean, are you a Christian or what do you
I
believe?
practice. Well, I used practice it. I practice, and it is a practice, man. But it's Islam. I converted over to. This has been some years ago.
Nation of Islam?
No,
or
not
like
the nation, just Muslim,
Islam,
just
Muslim.
100% Muslim.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's subtle differences in whatever people believe, but that's besides the point. I don't even care because it works for me, and Christianity works for other people, and Taoism, all these things work for different people, so it just works.
I mean, I personally believe it does matter. Like, so
You do?
like Islam
Yeah.
is like diametrically opposed to Christianity, and Christianity is diametrically opposed to Islam. So like, if Islam is true, then Christianity is false.
I think they're all true.
Well, they can't all be true. The world, and the only unforgivable sin is if you deny Jesus Christ as the Son of God. If you deny what he did on the cross. Islam says the only unforgivable sin of shirk is to attribute equals to God, which is what saying Jesus Christ is the Son of God is. So they say that if you believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that's the only unforgivable sin. So those two are diametrically opposed.
But they're so subtle. I mean,
No, that's not subtle. That's like the core of each one. The core of Christianity is Jesus Christ.
I'm with you.
If you reject that, you've rejected all of Christianity, and it's all false.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just wonder how I could get my beliefs and get your beliefs and all of these things to just believe that at the end of the day, isn't it beautiful that at least we're saving babies and we're adding to the...
Well, it's not about saving babies.
What's it about?
It's about revival and revolution within the culture, and we don't believe that's going to happen without the transforming power of the gospel. But we think those things are contrary to the gospel, and they're contrary to Christianity. So we ask the question, what does it look like to be a Christian in a culture that murders its children?
What about being Muslim in a culture that murders children as well?
I mean, that path still leads to hell, man. That still leads to judgment, because there's no salvation outside of Jesus Christ.